Hey guys, welcome back to Parkitect once again. It's been a pretty hard ride trying to get this coaster done. In fact, if you were in the stream, I spent roughly 3 hours mainly on this coaster alone. And what you're seeing right now is a test of the final product because there's this glitch that it does where it says right there that I'm not sure what it's called, but you can't really look at the excitement rating or anything like that. I guess the ratings are outdated, even though you just finished it. So I'm not sure what that's all about. I've tried all kinds of ways to get rid of that, but it doesn't work. And I wanted to test to see if I can do 2 loops without it being, too intense for people. And that I in the end actually did get it up to, I think it was high intensity, which is exactly what I was looking for. All I had to do was just add this drop right here, and that's pretty much it. It just raised it to exactly where I needed it to be. And I'm not going to be doing any of these corkscrews or anything like that. I was just trying to see what exactly I could fit between here and the station. And since this is the last ride that's going to be in the park, I wanted it to go out with sort of a bang, if that makes a little bit of sense. Because all of the other coasters so far are only medium intensity, and they make quite a bit. I mean, the wooden one, it makes the most, I believe, in the park, which is what I'm, looking for, because I need to pay off the loans in order to complete the goal and the scenario, actually. And as you can tell, I believe right here, I pay them all off, or pay some of it off. At some point in this video, I pay all of it off, and you'll see the little confetti go down for a little bit. And then we'll be on to the next part, which I believe is a desert map. So I guess that one will be sort of like a cowboy, kind of theme to it. Maybe a old-time western. We'll see how I decide to do it. And right here, I wanted to do something different, and I added sort of a underground path to go underneath this coaster, and I wanted it to sort of interact with the coaster itself, and I thought that was the best way to go about doing that. And I'm not really sure what kind of style this turned out to be. In fact, this entire area is sort of themed in the same way, kind of. I can't really pinpoint what exactly it is or what it's closest to. So if you know that, just leave a comment down below, and I'll take a look at that and probably write it down, because my memory is terrible. I'll most likely forget. And so I spend quite a bit of time working on pretty much this and the queue line cover. I didn't want it to be a building, and I think I ended up turning it into a building, but in the end it turned out pretty good, and I was kind of mad that I couldn't place that border along the middle there, but what can you do? There's only so much the game will allow you to do, and it let me do all of that so far, so it gets better. I kind of stick with that orange kind of brown trim. You can tell right here I'm trying to make it somewhat lighter, that way it's not too basic, I guess. And it kind of gives it like a little bit of an orange kind of brown vibe to it. Makes it an outline a little bit. You can see it a lot better. Anyways, The coaster that this is interacting with, as I color that tree there, is not going to stay this light blue. I think I turn it into sort of a metallic-y kind of color, sort of like a brown metallic color. And temporarily I've named the ride Stop and Go because at the second lift hill, the train like stops until the other one goes down the first hill. So it kind of fit, but at the same time I don't really like the name of it. So if you have a better suggestion, then comment that as well below, because I'm not that great at coming up with names, and I need all the help I can get. And thank you to everyone that did come by the stream. I had quite a bit of fun with that one. It's been a while since that many people have come out and said hello during the stream and give some opinions on what I should do and stuff like that. And you know, I'm all about that. If you have the time, you know, follow me on Twitch. I'll link that below, as well as my Twitter and Patron or Patreon and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested, I'm still doing that, you know. So if you have any, you know, spare change, anything can help the channel. And I wanted to also start a City Skyline series. I'm sort of putting it off at the moment because I don't have any of the DLC for it, and that's sort of what makes the game better, as I can tell from watching other YouTubers. And there's a lot more in-depth in details and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I'm missing out on roughly like $115 worth of DLC. So I'm probably gonna put that off for maybe a month or so, until I finally get all of that DLC down. And in between now and then, I'll just try working on some smaller projects without the DLC, just to get used to the game, because I haven't played it in quite some time. I think in total I only have like maybe 90 hours played on it. So if you play these kinds of games, you know that it is very time consuming. And the game has been out for, I can't even remember how many years. It's been a while. I'm actually looking forward to their stream, which will be going on Thursday, which is the day that I'll be uploading this. So by the time this is uploaded, the stream will probably have already been gone through or whatever, and they're going to be going over, I'm assuming, either their next project, which it could be DLC, or it could be their next game, which I highly doubt it'll be their next game, but I mean, you know, who knows. So that would be pretty cool and pretty interesting. So depending on that, if their next game will be coming out sometime within now and next year, I probably won't do the City Skylines series yet, just because of that reason. And I want to sort of hold it off and see exactly what kind of game they're going to be making it. And this is, you know, all hypothetical, because I'm sure they are working on a game right now, and there's just no announcements for it. So we'll just have to wait and see. If it is more DLC that they're announcing, I'll continue on with doing the series, and you know, go by my Twitter and give me some ideas for what you would want to see. I know there's certain styles and themes and stuff like that people are interested in. I kind of want to do a typical bigger city, but also have cities, like smaller towns and cities on the outskirts of it that are spread out. So they're different cities, but within a certain radius of the bigger city. I know some people like to use pretty much the entire map for one city, but I would like to sort of maybe, if I can figure out how, to make my own map and sort of theme it around that. And for this one, I will most definitely be going off of Google Earth and trying to find a city that I want to sort of relate it to, and I'll give that, you know, in a video that I'll be posting for it. I might do a teaser whenever that comes around. Anyways, that's all off topic. That's for another day. Right now, as you can tell, I just finished this little food court. I had to throw that in because they were getting pretty mad about not having enough food or drink or whatever. I mean, there's a food court already at the very front of the park whenever you walk in, but that is definitely not enough for them. Let's see, what else? I throw in maybe a few more rides on here, just flat rides to get it over with, I guess, to fill in the space. That's pretty much all it is just filling in the space. The scenario is pretty much already done. You know, I could have just held out and waited and then, you know, just pay it off after like year 10 whenever I had enough money. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just go ahead and add something else to this and go out with a bang, like I said before. And so far, I mean, I think it looks pretty good for what I was trying to go for. I'm not sure exactly what theme, like I said, but it turned out pretty nice in my opinion. And let's see, what else did I have on my list? This is a not that long of a video. I'd say it's probably average for what I've been posting lately. And it was originally going to be probably a 25-minute video. So if you see a bunch of cuts here and there, it's most likely because, you know, I cut it down to fill in, you know, only what you needed to see, because there's a lot of boring stuff in this that you definitely don't want to see. Like, I placed down a bunch of trees and stuff like that I'm sure nobody wants to really go in and see me place a ton of those around. But for the bigger sort of details that you're gonna actually really notice, I'll definitely keep that in the videos, because that's sort of what makes the park unique, I guess. Each park so far I haven't really had a specific theme for, so it'll be interesting in the next one to see how I can go about doing a Western theme, because I am not that great at doing specific themed ones, and it'll be some practice. It'll be pretty fun to go about trying to do things like that, which is ironic because I'm from Texas, so, you know, Western, cowboy, all of that stuff. So there's your laugh of the day. And this is just a simple cover for this flat ride I placed. I believe I go through and I get rid of all of the brick road there, because I think I ended up cutting it eventually because I didn't like the look of it on this side. It just, for some reason, it didn't match. And I believe I just went with some stone. It might have been the sort of darker pathway. You'll see in the end. There's only roughly like, let's see, it's 15 minutes. Video is roughly, is it like 1950 minutes. somewhere around there. But yeah, here I go. I thought I cut it out, but apparently I didn't. I did replace the little bridge parts right there because that, for some reason, they sort of use the same texture as the like cobble looking one, and it does not match at all. And so I go and I replace that on pretty much both sides here. So it's basically cut into two different portions of this park. We got the front portion and then this back portion. I'd say the wooden coaster is sort of the tip off to where it's in between the two, but it's mainly still it's still like part of that first portion of the park. The pathways and all kinds of stuff like that all stay the same, while on this side it's all got these wooden lantern, you know, these wooden posts and fences and stuff like that. Even though it's not really a only wooden theme around this, it's not even really anywhere close to it, but it did fit this area. And for once I decided to make the bathrooms 2 wide instead of the original ones, which is, it's basically 1 by 2 or I guess 2 by 2. And I almost forgot to put them in, but I decided to just sneak it in there a little bit. And there's only one more ride I'm gonna place, and it's just gonna be your typical carousel. And I think that's pretty much it for this park. Other than that, it's just a bunch of smaller details. And I think benches is what I'm working on. Benches and, you know, garbage cans and trash cans, stuff like that. And eventually I do put some like bushes down. Took me long enough to do something like that. And I think this is my favorite park that I've worked on so far. In my opinion, I've gotten much better at building and playing this game in general, and I've had a lot of fun with it so far. And the support on this series is crazy. I honestly thought I would only get like maybe 4 or 5 views per video, but anything above 20, and it's crazy. So thank you guys for, you know, sticking by and watching these videos. I appreciate it. You know, it makes my day seeing you guys comment, saying that you love the series or you love whatever it is I worked on, whether it's a roller coaster or some buildings. And yeah, I can't thank you enough for all of the support. And I did cut out, I think it was like 3 or 4 times in this one stream where there were vandals, and those are the most annoying things. Just like take time. It takes maybe 5 to 8 minutes to just do all of that. And here I'm just going through and looking at all of the final, I guess, stats for all of the rides. And that's pretty much it so far. So if you guys enjoy the series, drop a like and leave a comment if you have any ideas for the next one. I'm definitely looking forward to doing that, and I hope you are too. So yeah, thanks for watching, and peace.